Hi, I'm Kermit the Frog. Welcome to my channel. Had something in my throat. Not actually Kermit the Frog, but I am Dana, and I am back making videos. And I know it's been more than a month since my last video. Before that was about 3 months since my last video. This is my first video after getting back from Italy. And finally having gotten over my freaking cold, man! Which absolutely sucks, having a cold. I actually did make another video that I tried to upload. It didn't really upload successfully because of this stupid new YouTube policy, which I might make another video about. It's already been covered to death. But anyway, the video wasn't even a very good video. It was garbage, so I didn't really upload it. But today, we're going to talk about Super Nintendo World, which hopefully will be coming maybe 2021. I'm sure it'll open in Japan before it opens in the United States, and I'm sure there'll be one in Europe and Canada and Australia and wherever else Nintendo is played, which is pretty much all over the world. But today I'm going to be talking about, theoretically, in my perfect world, just sort of throwing out ideas of what do I want from Super Nintendo World, because I love Nintendo. I'm a humongous Nintendo fan. Even though they're weird sometimes, and I love Nintendo. I love their games. They're my favorite game studio by a long shot. All of their AAA titles, generally speaking, are masterpieces, and I just hope that the Super Nintendo World lives up to that legacy that Nintendo is known for. So, gonna get right onto it. The only thing we really know about it so far is one ride, which is gonna be a Mario Kart themed ride, which is like, it sounds like it's sort of a pseudo virtual reality sort of thing, but you actually feel like you're actually in the race. Like, I don't know exactly how it works. Admittedly, I probably should do more research onto it, but like, it'd be really cool if like you had you were like sitting in a car and like there's like a 360-degree screens all around you, and like you're like moving in the car, but like it's like on a track, but like you also have goggles on. Something like that I think would be awesome. I know it might look a little bit weird, but I mean, if done right, I know 3D sort of virtual reality is kind of becoming a big thing, whether we like it or not, and I think it could work with a Mario Kart ride. And that's the only thing we really know about it seems, from other videos and stuff I've researched. The other thing is, I'm sure they'll have like overpriced restaurants, because all theme parks do. Disney does, Universal I'm sure does. I hope it's not too overpriced, and I hope the food is at least passable, as in better than something you could get at McDonald's or Taco Bell, Burger King, or Panda Express or something like that. I'm not necessarily asking for like fine steakhouse sort of deal, but good decent food. Nintendo themed restaurants. Having like you can have like a Mario sort of. There could be like a spicy mushroom stew, fire flower, something like that. Other rides I want to see. You guys know this right now. I want to see a Donkey Kong Country minecart ride. Oh my gosh, do I want to see a minecart ride. That would be so freaking amazing. It could work a little bit theoretically like the Mario Kart ride, where you're moving, but like what I think would be even cooler is if they actually and I don't know how easy this would be, but like how in Disney World they have the Pirates of the Caribbean ride where you're in a boat and you're seeing like all the pirates do stuff. Or how about like in this ride you're in the minecart the whole time and you're moving on an actual track, and you look to your left and your right and there's like Kremlins, the crocodile villains from Donkey Kong Country that are constantly moving in your way, and you don't know if they're going to hit you, and then the cart will only barely swerve. And what would make this even more awesome if there were periodically like screens throughout the trail of the minecart that showed images from the original game, but like blown up in proportion and maybe like in high definition, just so you could like sort of watch what it looked like while you're in the cart. That would be amazing. Oh my gosh. That salivate makes me salivate just thinking about a minecart ride. Of course, saving last, but certainly not least, my absolute favorite franchise, as you know, is The Legend of Zelda. And of course, I want some sort of Legend of Zelda themed ride. I would love a castle or dungeon themed ride. Imagine imagine the ride opens, you're going into an actual dungeon. Like, they can actually make something that looks like Hyrule Castle that you actually can walk into to start the ride. And you know how, like, in Disneyland they have, like, the Haunted Mansion? What I think would be so awesome is if the ride is sort of themed in terms of you have to, like, quote unquote, collect keys to get to different doors. But you're not really, like, actually having to collect keys. You're, like, theoretically, like, it'll obviously, it's a ride, so it'll take you on an automatic route, and it'll eventually, like, go over, like, something that'll cause a light to go off, which will cause a door that was previously unlocked to then open. Obviously, it could actually be run by the attendants running the ride, of course. And then throughout the dungeon, you see, like, obviously it would be super awesome if, like, they had, like, statues of the different evolutions of Link and Zelda. But, like, imagine seeing, like, life-size Skulltulas, in the dungeon. How terrifying and awesome that would be. Well, how about, like, having, like, Stalfos Knights or Lizalfos or Dark Nuts or Iron Knuckles that you would see along the ride. Just life-sized, like, for the Dark Nuts, presumably they could even have people dressing up in the armor, although that would be super uncomfortable. But hey, if it's, like, gonna be like Disneyland, I guess you know what you're getting into if you work at this place. Oh, and of course, a boss fight at the end of the dungeon. Just for an example, say, like, Star-Lord, the giant sort of skeleton lizard skeleton monster from the Arbiter's Grounds in Twilight Princess. Now imagine, like, the part where its head is detached from its body and you're on the spinner, right? So let's say through the wonders of technology you're able to feel like the cart is spinning around the head, which also looks like it's moving and shooting fire and stuff at you. But you are able, I don't know how they do this, but through, like, the use of technology, you'd be able to feel like you were actually killing Star-Lord and, like, destroying the evil head. And of course it would end with, like, the victory theme, and let's say, like, there could be, like, a sinister laugh at the end just to sort of add a bit of tension, like at the end of some of the dungeons in the game where, like, Ganondorf or Zant or whoever would appear to sort of mock you or chastise you or something like that. Of course, there are a lot of other rides that would be amazing to see. A Metroid-themed ride would be a little more, it's like a ride that could be a little more sort of spooky in a way. Like an on-rails sort of Star Fox-themed ride would be amazing. Oh my goodness, there's just so many amazing things they could do with this idea. These are just my thoughts on the things I would love to see most from Super Nintendo World. Obviously, I have more, and I might make a follow-up video. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you want to see. Let me know what you thought of this video, and keep the conversation going in the comments down below. I'll see everybody next time, and hopefully I'll make another video, but if not, happy Thanksgiving.
Welcome! Punch!
Thank you for watching. Subscribe.